Max Verstappen in a Mercedes. It's the image every F1 fan thought they'd only see in a fever dream, or a leaked contract for 2027. But this past weekend, it actually happened. Max was spotted behind the wheel of a Mercedes-AMG at the Nürburgring, and the paddock is absolutely losing its mind. But here's the kicker. After dominating the field and winning by nearly a full minute, Verstappen was disqualified. Why is the three-time champion testing rival machinery, while his own Red Bull team is in a 2026 horror show? Is this a sign of a shock transfer, or is Max just trying to find a car that actually works? Today we're breaking down the Mercedes test, the tire scandal that stripped his win, and the absolute chaos unfolding in the 2026 F1 standings. Let's clear up the mystery first. This wasn't an official F1 test, but it was just as significant. Max was racing in a Red Bull-backed Mercedes-AMG GT3 at the Nürburgring to prepare for the 24-hour race later this year. Think about the politics here. The Red Bull star, driving for a team managed by Winwood Racing, but using a Mercedes power plant. And in typical Max fashion, he was untouchable. He and his teammates won the NLS race by a staggering 59 seconds. But then, the hammer dropped. Post-race inspections revealed a massive blunder. The team used 7 sets of tires instead of the permitted maximum of 6. The win was stripped. Mercedes-AMG's head of customer racing, Stefan Vendiel, called it a mistake behind the scenes that hurt deeply, especially after such a dominant performance. But while the GT3 world is focused on tires, the F1 world sees this as a massive symbol of Verstappen's current frustration. Why is Max even looking at a Mercedes? Because in Formula 1, his Red Bull career is currently hitting a brick wall. We are now in the 2026 regulations, and Red Bull's first-ever in-house power unit is having massive growing pains. Max currently sits 8th in the championship. He's calling the new rules Formula E on steroids and anti-racing. The telemetry tells an even darker story. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff described Verstappen's qualifying onboards as a horror show. The Red Bull 22 is struggling with race starts, battery management, and high-speed corner energy harvesting. For a driver like Max, a full-attack specialist, the 2026 requirement to lift and coast just to save battery is a nightmare he can't digest. Contrast that with the car Max just tested. Mercedes is currently the class of the 2026 field. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli have already secured a perfect 1-2 finish in Australia. How? They found a massive loophole. Mercedes engineered their power unit, so the compression ratio measures a legal 16.1 when cold, but expands to 18.1 at operating temperature. That's an extra 20 to 30 horsepower, roughly 0.3 per lap, and it's not just Mercedes. Max is also watching Lewis Hamilton, his old rival, find new life at Ferrari. Hamilton has reverse-engineered the 2026 rules, using a unique V-shaped driving style to harvest 15% more electrical energy than Charles Leclerc. While Max fights his car, Hamilton and the Mercedes camp are playing a different game of energy management. So, is Max stuck? There is one lifeline in the rules called ADUO, Additional Development and Upgrade Opportunities. If a manufacturer like Red Bull Ford is more than 2% behind the leader, Mercedes, in internal combustion power, the FIA grants extra upgrade tokens and dyno time. Ferrari already admits they're 2% down and are preparing a package and a half for Miami to catch up. But Red Bull is in a weird spot. Their engine power is competitive. It's the chassis and cornering speed where they're losing out. They might not even qualify for the extra help that Honda, Aston Martin and Audi are praying for. Seeing Max Verstappen win by a minute in a Mercedes, even if it was a GT3, proves his talent hasn't faded. But being disqualified for a team mistake, then struggling to crack the top 5 in F1 suggests a driver whose patience is wearing thin. The Mercedes compression loophole is set to be closed by June 1st at the Monaco Grand Prix. That's when the real 2026 championship begins. If Red Bull hasn't fixed battery deployment by then, don't be surprised if these tests in a Mercedes start looking more permanent. What do you think? Is Max's time at Red Bull over, or can the ADUO rules save his season? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more 2026 F1 technical breakdowns.